Just to start off, I'm not on my war at the moment because this is how it rolls in this world. The more evil things are, the more you get try to be taken down by people. I didn't even make a comment last night. Not one. I gave a live, it disappeared, I didn't make a comment. And what these messed up people in their brains do, they take themselves and their 15 fake profiles and they report it to Facebook. So I'm contemplating getting myself off Facebook. If it continues, I don't need Facebook, to be honest with you. The only time I need Facebook is to see and have a chat with my friends. Otherwise, I don't need it at all. We've been called to Pretoria about this, all these things that are going on. And it's now getting tiring being on the road. I was tired 2 weeks ago. I am now very tired. And but I will see it through. I will carry on. And trust God to give me the strength to go on to... we may lose the intimate battles that we're losing at the moment. And those battles are people who have been believed by certain people. We got some crackheads on that wall. That won't be taken down because it's sinister. But that's okay. You know, that's sinister. So everything that is illegal in this country is fine. Anything that this country want to be legal is fine. You know, so people mustn't complain about crime and about, you know, all these people that are stealing and that, because it's happening under our nose and nothing gets done about it. You know, you get to a position where you say, okay, do I take these oaks on? And yeah, they can be lucky I'm not in my old life, because I would, I'll tell you. But we'll be consistent. We'll stick with the Lord. We'll keep in prayer. Same as Pastor Ferguson, who's been attacked violently. And but we'll stay in prayer. We will show you the stronger people. And I'm not out to prove this to anyone. I'm out just to show how good God is and how God looks after us. Even though we're going through tremendous, it's irritations, that's what we're going through. I'm missing time with my mother and on my farm. And obviously, it's costing a hell of a lot of money. Besides my gambling, that's my problem. But a lot of expense staying in hotels, driving hired cars, petrol, food, etc. every day. So they're not going to break me. Because I've rescued and helped thousands of addicts to find sobriety. So if I close my rehab and I open up an old age place on that same property, where are the addicts going to go to? How many addicts are going to stay sober? And that's the big thing. That's the big thing that these naysayers, people that will go to hell, there's no doubt they'll go to hell. And I hope they do go to hell, quite honestly, unless they repent. But you get to the point, if anyone here in this country is under what I've been under for the last year and the last 2 months especially, I'm telling you now, you'll struggle to take it. What makes me different? Because I trust God, man. But, you know, people say, relax, you can handle it, relax, you can handle it. Hey, try yourself in that situation. You've never been in the situation, so don't get on the high horse and say, Anthony, just take it as it comes, etc. There's no taking as it comes, because it gets difficult to take. Because the flesh is saying one thing, and the spirit is saying another thing. But I appreciate all your support, all your messages, all your prayers. I really appreciate it. But it's tough, people. It's tough not being able to do your job. It's tough when the justice system is against you. It's tough when the police system is against you. When one little pig can come to my farm, spit in front of my sister, and say that old jalopy car belongs to him. And he gets a police escort. When I laid serious charges against him last week, what is the police force doing? And they all go and run and get interdicts like I told you they would. And then they'll try and fabricate a case to get me locked up. Oh, my lawyers and advocates will get me out quick. But this is what I'm sitting with all day. While I'm on the road, my sister and my staff there now have to deal with this. I told the policeman straight over the phone, listen here, what are you doing, bro? This is a civil matter. It's got nothing to do with the police. You are escorting a criminal. A criminal. And the two men with me as well, they feel the pressure that we're under. But there's no justice for people who are doing things right. There's a couple involved in this whole situation as well. There's a couple involved in this whole situation that denied a high court ruling and were charged with the contempt of court and had to pay 10,000 in each. So people are saying, Anthony, it will blow over. Anthony, don't hassle. Anthony, don't worry. You try and be away from your loved ones for so long. This is my 312th hotel room in the last year and a bit. Because I tried to do the right thing for the country. By trying to do the right thing for the country, I must be like us now, run around, now to Pretoria. We don't know next where we have to go to. There's no justice in this country. Justice will only do when Jesus comes down. And we know he's going to come soon. So, I appreciate the SMSs that I get, but don't come and tell me that, Anthony, it will blow over. Anthony, the storm is there. Don't talk nonsense to me. From where I come from, my background, to not have lost my temper by now, in itself is a miracle. I'm not talking about losing my temper over Facebook. I'm talking about losing my temper. Because I'm dealing with pipsqueaks. That's what I'm dealing with. Kids, man. Even though they're older, but they act worse than kids, man. People who run doctors get a clean 26-year record of being a doctor, and the people who run her down. Wannabes, man. So, we're fighting evil, people. Crime and violence in this country pays. I feel like I'm the hunter as the accused. That's how it's turned around. And it's not right, because of a man that's a traitor. They would have led this country to a bloodbath. My story from day one has never changed. I haven't gone to find 5 or 6 witnesses and pay them to lie. I've never done that. My story has never changed. And it will never change. I'm losing business on my farm. I'm losing time with my girlfriend. I'm losing time with my mother, my sister. Because I stood up for my country. How I haven't gone off my head yet, God alone knows. I only know from the past how to settle scores. I pray I don't get to that point. Because if I get to that point, you will never see me in front of a Facebook page or in this country ever again. You can come to my funeral. Because it's now getting to a time where if the law doesn't play its part, I may have to take the law into my own hands. Because I'm tired. You'll never break me, you'll never crack me, but I'm tired. These thugs think they can get away with everything because there's money behind it. How much of the policemen have been paid? All over. I don't say the Worcester police at all. I wouldn't dream of that. Good policemen in Worcester, very good policemen. Kind people as well. But something is going on that I can't fathom. Except that one of the crew phoned me today. Send me voice notes. I'll play the voice notes if you want to, but I will never do that to them. Tell me exactly what is going down there. Am I right, AD? Yes, told me exactly what is going down there.
That's correct, sir.
So they're slowly going to fall. It's like the domino effect. They're going to fall. But I can't understand how scum of the earth, some wanting to have this country in a war, others stealing and robbing for money and walking away after I've spent hundreds of thousands, if not millions on them. Sick people. It will never be a point, my friends, that this man will crack. I don't crack. I've been in difficult situations probably my whole life. But I don't think there's another man on this earth that would have taken what I've been through. I don't know what it's like to sleep on my own couch. I don't know what it's like to sleep in my bed at the doc's house. Is this the price you pay for trying to stop a bloodbath in your country? Is this the price I must pay? Is this the price that I must pay to bring traitors to the fore? Is this the price? Of one person with a couple of rand extra, supported by absolute loser weasels? Is that the price? Well, if that's the price, they must pay it. Huh? But please don't tell me it's all okay, because it's not all okay. Because I'm battling with my flesh and my spirit at the moment. My flesh is telling me to go do one thing, my spirit is telling me to do another thing. At this stage, I'm handling it with my spirit. I was long in the underworld, my friends. I know the score. In those days, these people we're talking about wouldn't have stood a chance. I would have felt sorry for them. It's difficult running a business, remote control, and my sister, my staff are there. You know how much money I've used in the last year, and in the last 3 months especially, 2 months? While people are bad-mouthing my very rehab. Don't tell me it's all okay, it's nothing, etc., etc. Because the one I'm fighting with now, and the only thing I'm fighting with now, I want to say it for the 20th time, the only thing I'm fighting now is my flesh and my spirit. I pray God keeps me in the spirit. That's all I'm fighting now. I don't worry about these little nothings, good for nothing little boys and girls. I don't worry about them, man. They're small fry. I play with big boys. I don't play with little puppies. I got even pissed straight. I just hope my strength stays in the spirit and not in the flesh. That's all I'm praying for. Nothing else. These little dickheads can do this man nothing. They're too small. It's tiring. All I want to be is with my farm, with my mother, with my sister, and mainly with my girlfriend. I want to give everyone a message here who's trying to fuck with me. The wrath of God is going to come so quickly on you. There's so many thousands of people praying here and praying around the world for this man and for Angus and for AD. I won't come for you. And while I'm in the spirit, I'll never come for you. But the wrath of God is going to come and fucking eat you. All of you, those who make false pages to run and burn my business. You're playing with the king's kid, man. I just pray and pray for me for South Africa and my friends in the world that I don't get out the spirit. Otherwise you'll never see me again. Never ever. God bless you. Here comes AD.
Good evening, everybody. I'm very upset as I'm sitting here. I sat here in the corner of the room and I'm just looking at Mr. Hall. I've observed him through everything that's happening. I spoke last night and everything, it's still going good. We still go out, we still be of service. But I don't know, I'm going to speak for myself. You guys that have done this to Mr. Hall, that left out of exchange and are fighting against him, I ask you to leave him alone, man, please. You don't know how hard you make it for the next addict that comes onto the farm. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Mr. Hall. This man is hurt, man. You know? And obviously, he has a certain way that he is with us. Because he is that type of person, he helped us recover, man. But now you're starting to push him, and you have pushed him to a point where you know what, he's fighting with his flesh and his spirit. Myself and Angus experience and see it the whole time, man. Where he wants to act on something, when he wants to act on something, then we have to tell him, no, wait, Mr. Hall. Just wait, Mr. Hall, let's just pray about it, let's just spend time with God first, man. But now I'm just getting fed up myself also, man. Now also at the same time also, we also have to do our own recovery. Why do you want to break this man down? Can't you just leave him alone? Can't you just leave the farm in peace? Can't you give other people an opportunity that comes to the farm to recover? Like you got the chance when you came there broken with nothing, hopeless, nothing, and you had the chance to recover. You make it difficult for newcomers that comes onto the farm. You understand what I'm saying, guys? If you have an issue and a problem with Mr. Hall, give him a call and tell him to sit down and sort it out, man. But I'm tired of this nonsense up and down the whole time, man. All you guys want to do the whole time is just break this man down. Make up stories about the man. I'm fed up with it, man. I don't have to lie about anything. I don't have to kiss Mr. Hall's bum about anything or blow his trumpet about anything. The fact remains that this man saved my life through the grace of God, man. And it doesn't matter what he puts me through or what I go through or how he does it. I can't take that away from him. So I'll always respect him for that. And the way I repay it and be of service to that, for that calling in his life that he had to be obedient to help people, is the same spiritual awakening that I've experienced for myself to go out and help people that are out there. This evening I got a message from a lovely Tanny that I speak to in Paul. And three addicts died tonight, man. Young addicts at the age of 13. I think the one was 17 and the other one was 19. Now we think it can't be one of us. Well, that's what I thought back in the day. I'd never end up like that. My heart goes out to those families, but that could have been me this evening. And if it wasn't for Mr. Hall that helped me, that's busy helping my family still, for my sister being in treatment as well, and going for help after 18 years. After 18 years. To give herself a chance because of what RAEL has done. Because of what Mr. Hall has done in my life and my mother's life. And what he installed in me. And I have prayed about it. And I spent time with God this evening. And I spoke to the woman from Paul. And I told her that's what I need to do. It's been on my mind the whole time. And I'm just fed up with it, If I did anything wrong or harmed anybody, then forgive me for it, man. I said anything bad, then forgive me for it, man. But it's not lekker to see what you guys are doing, man. Just leave the man alone, please, man. He's got his mother to think about. He's got a family to support. And most importantly, he has to be obedient to his calling, which is helping other addicts that are out there. But you guys make it difficult. You want to bring police to the farm. You want to come fetch materialistic things. You wouldn't have had none of those things if it wasn't for this man. Let me tell you also my straight, man. Your family didn't want you. Like my family didn't want me. My family wanted nothing to do with me because of my drug cognitive behavior. Because of my drug addicted mind. Let me hop on a topic of, I was sitting there and listening to Mr. Hall. You guys are all ungrateful, man. Maybe you must go further down. Maybe there's a lesson still that you need to learn, man. You speak about you come from nothing and you know what it is to have nothing. And now that you are having whatever materialistic things doesn't make me what I am, man. This means nothing to me. Doesn't mean I can't like and buy me good things. Now that I'm in recovery, I can do that. But it means nothing to me. The most important thing to me is my sobriety. And the people that has given me sobriety are important to me. I hold on to people like that. Like Mr. Hall, that's special to me. I'll speak about Angus and Pastor another time. But I'm just speaking on Mr. Hall because all the attacks and the bad things are being said to this man. And it's not going around that this man says what he wants and he gets away with it. Don't you think he's also in tune with the Spirit also? Don't you think he prays about it before he comes on alive? Don't you think he spent time with God? I've seen this man work his recovery program. We don't even come close to 16 years of sobriety, man. When I come here, you're so bunch of fail gatte, man. You're so ungrateful. You run to police and stuff like that, man. The man saved your life, man, and just walk away. If you wanted to leave the farm, then just leave the farm alone. Why you keep on coming back? For what? For what, eh? You already got caught out stealing stuff, man. I didn't steal people's clothing. People's clothing got sold to me. Not stolen, am I right, Angus?
Yes, sir.
Got sold to me from the same people that are sitting together. That are sitting together now turning against this man. So a bunch of fuckies, man. Hey? 300 rand, 200 rand for a pay. Come on, man. Huh? I just want to listen to people that left the place out of exchange. That didn't even come and say thank you to Mr. Hall for what he did. For what he did for you and your family's life, man. And I'm getting fed up of people that are ungrateful. Because I was an ungrateful person back in the day, man. I was ungrateful to my mother. I was ungrateful to everything that came to my way, man. I didn't appreciate anything or nothing as long as I got what I wanted. And that was my next fix, man. So you guys thought you didn't have a problem until all the kroon and the benefits ran out that you were stealing from a store. Because you have stole from him, man. Whether you stole a small piece or it doesn't matter, man. Yeah, we don't count. You stole and you stole, man. And you have opened yourself up to a demonic force that has taken control over your life. Can't you see that, man? Hey? You sound grateful, man. You are taking Mr. Hall for a pop the whole time. You know? Do you want me to count the things that Mr. Hall, despite sobriety is giving you and sponsoring you to be on the farm? Let's speak about him getting you a job. Okay, let's speak about him taking you on trips with him. Let's speak about him paying for the trip. Let's speak about buying you cars, houses, hey, clothing, anything you wanted. Mr. Hall gave it to you guys. But you see, the difference between me and you is my recovery was not based around those materialistic things. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy it. Yes, Mr. Hall got me a job. Yes, I work for him. But it's my job to keep that job and maintain it. And I make sure I keep it because most importantly, my sobriety comes first above everything else. I didn't come to get to know Mr. Hall to the farm. I came to get my life back on track. I'll say that all the time. But now you just want to phone police. You just want to come fight with the man. Hoot past the man's house. Gaan te kere in front of the house. Video the farm. Cause disruption while there's a sick woman, Mrs. Hall, his mother, that's on the farm. Hey? It's not lekker to see Mr. Hall in the state. You guys will never know how much Mr. Hall love you guys. But because you are ungrateful, you are carrying on like this. And you know what is the most stupid thing is that, you see, my mother will know, man, if I should leave the farm, that has been such a good place to her and my family and myself, that it's such a good thing for me to live in this way. She will put me straight in the school. And she would tell me to come make things right with Mr. Hall. I don't know what your parents are telling you. I don't even want to take the inventory. But if they are supporting you, and stand behind you on this thing, then you got to take a big inventory of yourselves also and see where the problem lies. Mr. Hall is the way he is because that's just how he is, man. He's not going to change for anybody. He's going to continue doing what he has to do. But you know what? The X-Men, all of you said left out of exchange. You guys forgot where you come from. I don't wish it upon any person or any man. But you know what the literature says? The way you are carrying on. Remember, you already relapsed in behavior. Won't be long before the physical comes and you pick up already. Some has already picked up. We got a phone call this evening already from one of you guys that reached out to us and packed alles uit. Alles uit. So what happens in the dark must come to the light, and because that person packed alles uit to us, we already know what's clapping. So does Mr. Hall. You guys should have just left and keep quiet and do your own thing, man. Yeah, you have me and Angus that are still on the farm. Lincoln that is there. We have Ricardo that's there, that's coming up, and Mike also. Brilliant share from you, Mike. You did a lovely share this evening, my brother, on Dry Drunk. And you know, we mustn't think it doesn't matter how long you clean and sober. Mr. Hall always tells us, don't think it can't happen to you. But I'm sick and tired of this, man. I want to get on with my life and do my recovery. But then you get a bunch of you guys that doesn't want to see the light shine on another man. I'm not sitting here thinking I'm a boss. I'm not sitting here with any title. I'm sitting here as the man that I've become, man. A man of God, man. A man that stands up for the righteous. A man that will fight for what is right, no matter what. Hey? I won't make up any stories or any lies or just to twist and manipulate things to go the way it must go. No, man. I act on the spirit as I do things, and I do it, man. And if I'm wrong, I'm humble enough to apologize for it. But in this sense, when it comes to standing up for what is right, to make sure that RAEL continues to go on, so that it can help a newcomer like myself, like I was back in the day, to come onto the farm with this peace and serenity, without these eruptions of these people that are trying to break it down the whole time, then I'm going to do what I have to protect that, man. You understand what I'm saying, guys? You understand? It's way bigger than you and me. X-Men. I'm speaking to all of you, man. It's way bigger than you and me. I know what my calling is in life and what I need to be obedient to. And I will remain obedient to it no matter what, at any cost, man. At any cost. Because my calling in life and my 12th step is to carry the message to the still suffering addict. Because it's what helps keeps me sober, man. That's it. God has already taken over the wheel here. He's already worked out this plan. He's already made things and cleaned up things. There's new life and new serenity on that farm. In the beginning it might have been liquor, but you can't lose interest, man. Losing interest to the work that you are doing on the farm is like losing interest to your own life and your own recovery. And that's when you become complacent. And that's what happened to all of you. And I mustn't sit here thinking it can't happen to me. That's why I work my program with vigilance. I keep what I have with vigilance. And I keep what I have by giving it away with vigilance. Because I can't go out here carrying the message if I'm stealing from people. So I can't go out here and go to the next person's house and do a 12 step to that family if I'm not doing my program and working my 12 steps. Because then I'll be giving false hope to that person and to the family. And in actual fact, I'll be playing with people's lives. I'll feel bad for doing that, yo. Yeah, I relapsed. I went out. I told Mr. Hall my mother relapsed. I told my mom Mr. Hall relapsed, and that's why I can't come back to the farm. My mother put me out of the house. Not because I relapsed, because she knew what was going to come after that. Because she knew I was lying. Lying. You understand what I'm saying? Our mothers and our fathers and our parents knows us best, man. But now you guys want to go on and carry on like this. Then go on and carry on, man. Yeah, we're trying to help you still at the same time. To stop your nonsense, but you still want to. So go on. Go on. People came up pay you to do this, man. You sold your soul for a couple of rand. That kroon is going to be up. And that people that gave you the money is not going to be standing on the left and the right to you when it comes to judgment day. It's you, and that tongue will be sowed. And now God is going to take your heart out and He's going to squeeze it. And whatever comes out of it, He will judge you upon that. I know I put my head on the pillow tonight with serenity, knowing that my heart is pure. Do you? Do you put your head on your pillow knowing that? I know I do it. I know my brother Angus does also. I put my head on the pillow at peace, but do you? Do you wake up with that peace and that serenity? The moment you sold yourself short for a couple of rand, you gave it away. You gave it away for a couple of rand. Yeah, I'm going to eternity with that, my brother. I'm God's child, man. I'm a warrior for God. En as ek 'n bende wil wees, as ek 'n bende wat die Here wees, man. Dis wat ek 'n bende nou is vir. Daai is nou wat ek op is for. Not to scream and shout and to go on and carry on like anything. But you know what, you guys, you think you saw the O's were doing what you're busy doing, then carry on with it, man. Your car is gonna break. You're gonna lose your job, and then what's gonna happen? Then what's gonna happen? If you haven't already lost your wife, even you haven't already lost your family, your girlfriend, whatever it is, your recovery is based on materialistic things that can be taken away just like that. Your Angus is on another level there. I gotta laugh for that. You're hardcore, Angus. Not here to be liked, man. You're right, Angus. We're not here to be liked. But your owns are all ungrateful. You don't appreciate what you have. You know what? You saw lekker on the gravy train. You sold yourself short. You thought that you were getting what you wanted from a store. Getting. You know what now? Drug addiction or alcohol addiction, we suffer from a disease at once more. Okay? So you've opened yourself up now because your disease completely took over because the self-centeredness kicked in, the obsessive behavior and the compulsive action and impulse. You act on impulse. You are not thinking before you do things. How do I know you are not thinking? It's because why you just go ahead and do things and make up things the way you want to. The compulsive behavior has already kicked in where you already stole from a store, so you stole from family, you're stealing from friends, and you have already stole most importantly from people that you care about. Okay? Acting on impulse is just making up a quick story and obsessing about it and then just acting on it without thinking about it. Yara, I don't understand it. After everything Mr. All did for you guys, this is how you thank him. You make it hard for other addicts that are around Mr. All. You know that? People that are trying to get their life right. I'm not here for work. I'm not here for the gravy train to ride on Mr. All's crown. I don't want crown. I don't want any materialistic anything from him. All I want to be is sober. And one thing I do know is this man knows how to stay sober. I want what he has. Because I see how he takes care of his family. I want to be there for my mother one day when she's sick that I can take care of her. I don't want to be in that state that you are in. So, we will go out and continue to make the difference. Just for some encouragement, we will remain strong, and our cornerstone is God. We have devotions in the morning like we did this morning. From the spiritual weekend that we had this weekend, we spent a lot of time praying. I've anointed each and every family and supporter with oil. I've wrapped you close like a mummy with the blood of Jesus and my family as well. Because that's the only thing that's going to help us get through this. I never knew prayer was so powerful. If you had told me back in the day, or when I started recovery, people used to tell me pray. I never believed so much in God, so I thought, what is praying going to do, because I wanted to act in the flesh. I want to act in the flesh. Can be lucky this evening we're not acting in the flesh. So, you guys need to just, take your inventory, step back, and leave this, man. Stop the nonsense now. Stop the fighting. Stop the he say, she say story, man. I'm tired of it, I think I'm getting to that point where Amani's just gonna stop speaking. Because I want to get back to helping people, man. Not saying we're not doing it, but this disruptions and distractions causes a bit of conflict, man. There's a bigger calling than that in our lives, man. I'm sorry that you walked away from your calling, or you don't know what it is. Then seek the kingdom of heaven first, above everything else, and you will see how the doors will open for you. But you guys are attacking good people that are trying to make a difference in this world. You don't have to respect us, but respect the work that we are busy doing. That's all I ask. Leave Mr. All alone, man. You said you had to say what you wanted to say. But leave him alone and leave his family alone. Leave me alone and leave Angus alone. Leave us all alone, man. But you just want to go on and on and on the whole time. Then I'm getting fed up or I'm afraid of it. It's childish, man. I'm very mature in my recovery, you know. I'm tired of that stuff. It's stupid, man. It's just what I think. It's silly. So I think mostly, you know, there's more. If all would work together, there's more help that we could offer the people than to break people down. Because all you guys want to do is just break. Take and break, that's all. Take and break. You stop that behavior, man. It's still addictive behavior. You know, it's dry drunk syndrome, like Mike Cavy's meeting this evening. I hope you guys watched the meeting, because I know you did, on fake profiles that you have, sending fake messages, random phone calls, private number phone calls coming to me still. Silly and childish, man. I didn't go and contact your families. None of your families. Wow, what must I say to them? What must I say to them that you already don't say in your actions of what you're busy doing? You know, and if they believe you and they want to take your word, then that's their thing. They must just face the consequences of what comes afterwards. But I know my mother didn't believe me. That's why she put me out after I told them Mr. Hall relapse. Because she knew exactly what was coming after. You know what my mother did? She changed all the locks on the door. I didn't even start stealing yet. My mother somehow changed all the locks on the door already, because she knew once this disease is active inside of me, then I'm not in control. Then that drug is in control. But to be in recovery and still have addict behavior, to still steal and beat up, you know, partners and stuff like that. My bra. I'll pray for you, Buttium. Go back to step one. Go back to step one. And go work your program. I like what this person said here, Diana. That's so true. My mother does not enable bad behavior. It's recovering addicts empowering lives, not enabling lives. She would not enable bad behavior. My mother's a hard woman, young. And if anything, look here, I tell you now, if anything must happen to my mother in this time with my sister's in treatment, anything, contact my mother again one more time. It's not gonna be a nice thing, you. Then the other side of me is gonna come. If anything must happen to my sister while she's in treatment, walk away from it because of this pressure, walk away from it because of the stuff that are being said, then it's not gonna be a nice thing that's gonna happen. Okay? Leave my mother and my sister alone, please, man. I didn't involve your family members. I'm speaking to all of you. Yeah, I look like some Khamachi that doesn't have anybody. Nobody knows much about me. Ask Mr. Hall when we go to my town where I come from. How many people know me? Ask Mr. Hall when we go to my town where people know me. So I'm not going to say anything, young, but I'm just saying if anything must happen to my sister while she's in treatment, any disruption, any disturbance, my mother is already sick. She's emotionally drained, physically drained. She phoned me this evening. She spoke to me. She said she's very tired, very happy that Daniel is in treatment, but trying to support Daniel to the best of his ability. She's sick. She has asthma. My mother also has arthritis. She sits on the nebulizer already every single day, twice a day. She has to go for injections like every second week to the hospital and stuff like that. My mother is sick also. And she can't take this. When my mother got that call on Friday, you know how stressed that woman was. You know what you installed in that woman? Because she knew if I have to pick up, you know what it will do to my mom this time? Yo. So please, I'm begging you, I'm asking you very nicely. I don't care what you do, young. I just care what I do after what comes that. Mr. Hall doesn't care what you do to him and say about him. But he is only keeping himself in line because he cares about what he's gonna do. So we're trying to handle this thing to the best of our ability, the right way that we've been taught in the recovery how to do things. Because remember, the 12 steps of insanity can tap in very easily. And Angus is one, he doesn't speak much also. But he speaks in his actions, that's how he works his program. And that's why we're all so close with one another. Myself, Angus and Mr. Hall, We have done a lot of things together thus far. Throughout this whole attack, from the beginning, when people said that they will always be there, look who ended up the 3 A's. Now that for me, if I look at it from a spiritual perspective, because I'm in tune with the Spirit, man. I run on the Spirit. Come on, you go, boy. You just keep it up, champion. I love it. You know what? I'm actually in a lekker mood, man. I can still laugh. But don't play with people's lives. Don't play with our families' lives. Don't play with the business that we're running there. Because why? It's been ordained and been called by God. And obviously, you know what? God doesn't sleep. Just remember that. He doesn't sleep. You can't be so ungrateful. You already got and took what you wanted, but now you want more. Why? Because your crew and ran out that you stole. You just keep it up there, boy. See how far you're gonna get with it. You know? You can. I already know I can do it. Our rehab talk you deemaka. I know the literature in and out. The basic text cover to cover. I've read page 58 so many times. I look like 58 already. You cowboy, come on. You know? But one thing Mr. Hall taught me, and coming to the RAEL program, and why I love the RAEL program so much, because I've been to a lot of other treatments. Other treatments don't have a Bible even. Anyway, is that the action in the RAEL program, when it comes to the action there, it's got to do with the literature that we read about. And your action speaks louder than the words. I can know the book cover to cover, but if I'm not doing the things that are in that book, and I'm working my own program or manipulating the material or the literature, doing selective recovery on what I think is best for me, then whoa, brother. Because what I thought was best for me was busy killing me slowly and harming my family. And that's how I humbled myself to the literature. We're getting a lot of hearts here for the triple A's. I love it. So, it's not lekker to see Mr. Hall going through this. I'll stand behind him, no matter what. I'm not going to leave his side. You know what? His door was open for me when I was down in the pit, man. When I had nothing, like it was open to all of you. This is how you thank the man. Keep it up, you're doing well. Everything you guys have done has showed me that I need to be careful not to tap into that same thinking and behavior. So most importantly, I don't do this to impress people. I do it because I genuinely want to help where I can. I have a spirit of helping, a soft spirit. Somebody told me yesterday, you got such a soft spirit. Such a cunning, a soft spot, you know. Got a huge heart, yeah. But such a soft thing. And obviously that soft part of me is to help people. And that's what awakened inside of me because of what RAEL done for me and my family. Most importantly, I couldn't be more grateful enough for my sister after 18 years to step into treatment just because of what I'm doing to carry the message to her indirectly. I've already made amends to her. The same girl that I used to beat up physically to go and sell her body for my next fix. That's how sick we get, man. And you can go post this on every wall, and you can hear me say it. I don't care. I've been forgiven for it. The price has been paid in full. Like the price has been paid for the 3 little boys, the 3 youngsters that died because of addiction. This disease is ultimate. It's a child's institution with death. The ultimate price we pay is death. At least if I close my eyes this evening and I die, I know that my heart is pure. How's your heart when you put your head on the pillow tonight? So I just want to thank everybody for the support and for the praise and for the lekker laughs here and there, for the contact from everybody. Tannie Alma, Geert from Paul, and the Tannie from that side as well, and Tannie Bonnie as well. Cirkia, everybody, we love you all. Thank you very, very much. You know what happened this morning? I gotta brag about this hardcore because Kham is not used to this. Kham is definitely. You know what now? Myself and Angus, we come out from where we come out. And Mr. Hall gets in the car, humble. Mr. Hall, he gets in the car, he's alright, man. Angus, we still getting in the car slowly, we're walking around the car, Angus getting in his bucket, and this man pulls up and he's like, pop, 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 and he's hooting, and I'm screaming, what is going on here? Now look at Angus, nothing, okay, maybe he wants a parking space or something. And the man says, he points at us, and now Angus stand, and I stand, and I look, and the man's like, how you guys doing, and we're like, we find out. The first thing I ask him, I look at Angus, I ask him, hey, this can be a hit, young, you never know. I don't know who this man is. Because of all the threats that are coming through our way, and it is really threats that is coming our way. It's not a joke. Me and Angus look at each other and we scheme, okay, right, Mr. Holly's in the car already, I already got the keys in the ignition, so anything happens and, yay, must make plak vast here, young. And the man says, you don't recognize me? I said, no, uncle, so we don't know who you are. And he says, AD, Angus, and Anthony, Mr. Holly. I ask him, hey, okay, and he shakes our hand, and he says, thank you for what we are doing. You guys must continue doing what you are doing. The work that you're doing is brilliant. I don't want to break the man's anonymity over the live feed, but anonymity is a vital part of the tradition we have to practice. Because why, Angus? That's part of the 12 traditions, my brother. I don't want to break his anonymity, but however, thank you to that woman that said that, For Gam life, that's Gam empowerment to the next degree. And that just showed me, man, that if that goodness is still coming out of everything that is happening, then I'm not lying or making up stories. Then everything that I'm busy doing is God's calling, and it is making a positive difference out there in the world. And that's why I'll remain on this path. But you also have to fight for it and stand up and rise up against this evil that is trying to take it down. Like my brother Angus says, sonop, the light will come out of that darkness. Maar light daar nie sonop. So, I'm grateful to be sitting here this evening, sober. Brilliant meeting that you gave this evening, Mike. I watched it. Brilliant talk, Dry drunk syndrome. Anybody can tap into that easily. Anybody. That's why recovery is like rent that is due every single day. If a day is too long, then you break it to 1 hour at a time. If 1 hour is too long, you break it to 1 minute. 1 minute too long to 1 second. That's a little bit of rehab talk there for you. Just keep it up there, boy. Come on. So I'm grateful to be clean and sober. I'm grateful to have done everything that we did. Acting on sobriety and doing things in my sobriety. I enjoy my sobriety so much. I enjoy my family. Sobriety has given me everything that drugs and alcohol promise me. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful. Thank you, Mr. Hall, for everything that you've done, and thank you to RAEL. Thank you all you guys. Thank you for the support. I love you. Have a blessed and a lovely evening further. And to those that are ungrateful, hey, it's not too late to repent, eh? It's not too late, eh? But I'll pray for you all, and I love you. Thank you.